Hey, what's up? This is Steve Cardenas, aka Rocky the Red Power Ranger,
And Jeff Barrazzo, Trent Fernandez Mercer from Battle Thunder.
and you are watching Team Venom Media.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of Team Venom's Power Ranger podcast. I almost got it wrong. Thank goodness it's the one that we don't have a guest on for.
Yeah, right?
I'm staying in. I'm leaving it.
Screw it.
Indeed.
We're not perfect.
So we were. It's obviously I'm your host Rory Bailey, joined by co-host Paul Baker. Paul, how the devil are you?
Well,
Yeah.
first you screw up the intro, and now you almost forget my damn name, bro. What the hell?
Sorry, man. Flummoxed. I went to say Julep, and he's not here. that's what messed it.
He's out playing with his Master Morpher. Don't mind him.
And sending us pictures of the fact that we can't get it.
Rub it in, you bastard.
Okay. So we're going to use this episode as an opportunity to talk about Cosmic Fury, Darkest Hour, and Hasbro Pulse, because they're the three biggest things that have happened in Power Rangers over the last week. Hasbro Pulse, as you just alluded to, they announced the Master Morpher, which unfortunately Julep has and we don't. So he's not here to show it off, though. So we'll have to do that in a future episode.
Oh, damn!
I'm sure he'll be very upset to show that off to us.
He's going to be very reserved about it. Like, yeah, I got this here. No, nope.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Indeed. And then they also announced the Omega Rangers for a global release. The thing that disappointed me about those two announcements, though, is that everyone knew they were already coming because they've already been released in other parts of the world.
Yeah, Singapore gets them first.
Yeah, which is bizarre. But the fact that they went right for Hasbro Pulse were just announcing stuff that you know is coming, which is quite disappointing, really.
The thing I noticed, and I don't know if you picked up on it in the other groups, not just ours, is people that got them, there's still quality control issues.
Yeah.
Some people got the Master Morpher with no coins.
Yeah, and I also saw that some people have had it and it's arrived in demo mode. So it doesn't. So the sounds don't work on there properly. You
got demo mode for them. The Omega Rangers, they're having issues where some of the weapons are doubles and you don't get some of the others. What's going on, Hasbro? You're giving us stuff that we really, really, really want, and you're dropping the ball.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's always been quality control issues though with like the Lightning Collection stuff, which is sad. I mean, the White Ranger that I've got, his head is just all over the place. But I got it from a random toy shop in the UK, sealed and everything. But yeah, you put the helmet on him, it's just wobbling about all over. So he just stays in one place. And so to be fair, I say I've got it. It's my son that uses them all because I just collect vicariously through him. I can justify buying all these now because my son wants it. But yeah, the White Ranger, the head's just like that. It's awful.
I got extremely lucky as far as QC issues with my Lightning Collection stuff. I don't really have any as far as what's in the case, but I think the QC problems really became prominent when they released the Ninjetti figures.
Yeah, some of those have got like full gaps where like the bodies and legs was like that, and like on some of them.
Yeah, and some of them have like 2 right feet or 2 left feet, or the hands are reversed or something like it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they have good products. They have damn good products. I'm not going to knock them. But come on, guys. Like, we're spending a lot of money. When I first got them, they were like $17.99. Now they're almost $30.
Yeah. And then for people like myself in the UK, you can't pick them up for cheaper than £25, which I think is roughly about $35 at the moment. But that's the cheapest you can buy them off the shelf at the moment in toy shops and stuff. And yeah, there's no Hasbro customer service thing to get replacements or complain to properly over here. So
the ones I did complain about, I got through. They said, well, we don't have that in stock, so we'll send you a suitable replacement. The one time they sent me Transformers.
Oh.
I'm like, cool, thanks, but I don't collect Transformers. And then that's when they sent me the Jason 2-pack. I was not.
It's awesome.
I got freaking ball busted on this. Look, folks, I was not pushing for it. I just wanted a suitable replacement for, I believe it was my pink Zeo 2-pack? You know, the Pink Ranger and the Pink Zeo.
Is that the one
2-pack?
where you had it in the arms and the body with different colors?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember
But
seeing
it
those
was
pictures.
no, it wasn't that. The leg on the Mighty Morphin Pink was falling off.
Oh.
Like it wouldn't attach at all. So I told them that. They're like, okay, we'll send you a suitable replacement. They sent me Transformers. I'm like, look, I'll be more than happy to send this back to y'all. I don't collect Transformers. They said, no, keep it. We'll send you something else. 2 days later, they sent me the 2-pack. I was not pushing for that, folks. I don't care what anybody says. This is around that time where everybody was like, oh, I got this problem. I got this problem. Let me see if I can get the Jason 2-pack.
I
didn't even want it.
Looked into it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'd happily take it off your hands if you didn't want it.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, you said you didn't want it.
It's locked in now.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, we've probably spent about as much time talking about Hasbro Pulse as Hasbro Pulse spent talking about Power Rangers, to be fair. So let's move on to the next subject. I know that you've read the first part of these, which is the Darkest Hour event that they're doing in the comics at the moment, which I really enjoyed. The second part only came out a couple of days ago prior to recording, and picked straight up from where the first one left off. What did you think of the first part?
How can I put this? So when you had Shattered Grid, it kind of had its own story to it. Like you didn't have to go back and read the previous comics in order to jump into Shattered Grid.
Yeah.
Darkest Hour, you do have to go back a little bit to try to figure out where Mistress Vio came from.
Oh, Zed's a ranger in it immediately, as well as
you have to go back a little bit to catch up to it. But once you do, I don't think it gets its proper due because it's a damn good story so far. Now, I haven't read the second one, but I thoroughly enjoyed the first Darkest Hour. I hope it gets its praise.
Yeah,
I really do.
Well, for those of you at home, the easiest way to start catching up on it is Power Rangers Recharged. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Recharged Volume 1, even though it's issues 100 onwards. But they've gone for they've restarted the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers numbering, but gave it like a legacy numbering because that volume concluded and they split it into Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers as two separate titles for a while, and then they remerged it for this basically. And this is like the beginning of Darkest Hour, sort of, because they have the Death Ranger in there. They have Andros and Zane being the cause of that as well, which is pretty cool. And also for those watching this, if you go back and check our interview with Justin Nemo, who played Zane in Power Rangers in Space, we actually spoke to him about his character being brought back for this book. But at the time, I forgot where I put it, and I didn't even show it him. Yeah.
Timing's horrible.
I know. Yeah.
I feel bad I missed that episode, but
Yes. So, do you know what? Sorry, I automatically just assume you're on all of these. My brain didn't even register that you weren't there for that. Sorry, Matt.
No, but I watched it. Damn good show.
Yeah. And speaking of watching and stuff, one of the things that I think is pretty cool is our YouTube channel's been blowing up over the last month, especially with the Power Ranger videos. So thank you very much to everyone that's watching this, that's watched the previous episodes and subscribed and liked them and stuff, because we've had some really good hits on a few of them so far. I mean, I know a few of the videos have gone past the 1,000 mark, which is awesome. And one of them, let me just have a look, because I will bring this up. It's just one of those things. It's just nice that it's actually starting to build up steam in a really good way. But the last episode at time of recording that we put on there was the Justin Nimmo interview, and that was on 1.1k views. Prior to that was Mark Richardson, and that's on 1k. The Hasbro Pulse preview we did is on 500 views. The David Fielding interviews on 463 views. Bruce Hiensis, who shared the hell out of our interview, thank you very much, Bruce. His interview's on 1.6 thousand views.
Nice.
which I didn't realize, because that all started building up while we were promoting the other episodes, and I just started flicking through. It's like, oh damn! so that's really awesome. So thank you very much, Bruce. Previous episode to that, which was more the episodes before that, were sort of below the peak. So we got like Mark Richardson was 329 on his last appearance, his second to last appearance. Our one we did about the Legend of the White Dragon had 70 views, which is still respectable, and still thank you very much everyone that watched that. Ron Wasserman got 1.2k views, which he tends to be fair. He brings in a lot every time we get him on. And he is supposed to be joining us back again in November, because, Paul, you were very cheeky with him.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a very good boy.
You certainly did not DM him to tell him that Mark Richardson has been on the show the same amount of times as him now, so he's got to rejoin us for another one. And he did say, well, I can't have that, which is pretty awesome. So,
what can I say? I got away with talking to people, I suppose.
Yeah.
But thanks everybody for tuning in, liking,
yeah.
subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. Because I know you love looking at my mug. I don't know about Rory so much, but I know I'm good looking. So
I've noticed that we don't tend to do as well when you're not in the video. So I think you're right. You're onto something.
Okay, there's an ego boost for you. But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
We spoke off air. You watched 8 episodes of Cosmic Fury?
Yes, but I also know the big spoilers for the last of it, because social media's ruined it already. And time of recording, the whole season dropped 2 days ago. So, yay! Thanks, Facebook.
I binged watched. It took me a while to catch up with Dino Fury.
Yeah,
because it ties into that a lot. But
yeah, I forced myself through that as well, to be fair. Which
you had to force yourself to.
I think that's probably the best way of describing it. I was like, I need to know what's happening, and I don't know. I like elements of it. To be fair, I like the Ranger cast, and so this is Dino Fury we talked about anyway. I'm still not a fan of the CGI Zord fights, because I don't think they've made them look good enough to replace the suit actors from the. Do you know what I mean? If you watch Megazord fights from the early 90s, they look way better than the stuff that we're getting now, and that shouldn't be the case when everything's being CGI'd.
Yeah, if you think back to Mighty Morphin Season 3, they actually had suit actors in the Thunder Zords.
Yeah.
For Mighty Morphin. They weren't just using Sentai footage.
Although, one thing that I noticed, and I absolutely love this about Cosmic Fury, obviously, if you haven't watched it, viewers and listeners, this is the time to tune out. Come join us again once you have. So, spoiler alert, and spoiler alert, and spoiler alert. There we go, Paul. We can talk about everything. One of the things that I like, because you're saying about the Thunder Zords, that just reminded me, when they get when they get the purple dragon Zord in there, did you notice that they had it move? Like a couple of episodes later, they had it moving in front of the sun, like the red Thunder
Red Dragon.
Yeah. And then when it changes into the Megazord, the initial transformation does the whole split apart thing to make the legs like the old Red Dragon Thunder Zord. So nice.
The first thing I thought of was Serpentera. Like when they had that first shot of it, it looked more like Serpentera.
That's what the head was like. Yeah. But I like that I like that they were trying to invoke those sorts of things, and that I know it was CGI, but that shot was blatantly a nod to the Thunder Zord. It had to be. But
Well, I know you haven't watched the last episode, but what you're saying about the CGI
Mhm.
Zords now, wait till you watch the last ones.
Good or bad?
um,
I know they had like all the Megazords turn
yeah, I'll
up,
plead the fifth.
because where I've got to on the series, Billy's just stepped away from being with them full time because they're back on Earth now. They've saved a bunch of people, freed all the other Rangers. We just had Heckle be revealed to be the spy and the Dark Dino Charge Ranger and stuff. So we've just got to that point, and annoyingly, the next episode I think starts with Billy in the command center with Alpha behind him and everything on a viewing screen to him, saying that he's working on other bits with the rest of his team, and starts talking about Zach and his hip hop keto and all that sort of stuff. And like, I've seen people complaining that they teased all the Mighty Morphin throughout there, and all we got was a Megazord shot at the end, which is
yeah, the whole thing that it's really mind-boggling. The biggest complaint right now, everybody's trying to figure out chronologically, did Once and Always happen before Cosmic Fury
it's got to
or
have, hasn't it?
after?
Yeah, I think before. Yeah,
I'm 99% sure it's before.
yeah.
Now they gave you a little teaser at the end, which you haven't seen it yet, but kind of it gives people the
it
thought
has
of
to be
maybe,
before
okay,
because of it.
yeah, they're like thinking maybe Cosmic Fury happened before, as kind of like the teaser at the end of Cosmic Fury. So I kind of see where they're going with that, but Stevie Wonder could figure out and see clear as day that it happened before Cosmic Fury.
Yeah, because that would explain Billy running around with Mick, for example, doing research.
Yeah,
and stuff,
you only see him and Ming in the Megazord shot. There's the only two you see.
Yeah. So yeah, and there's I know they did the whole thing of Zato. Well, Zato's likeness is like being the embodiment of Zordon in the morphing grid.
Yep.
Which we might have to reach out to David Field, because when we spoke to him, we were on about the return of Zordon and if he'd been approached, and how he was surprised that they'd never done anything with him. He was pleasantly surprised that Once and Always mentioned it. So I'd love to hear his thoughts on, how they brought Zordon back.
But did they?
Sort of.
I mean, they did, but they didn't. Now, then again, that ties into the question, what's next?
Yeah, and one of the things that's been talked about a lot, because Simon Bennett, who produced Cosmic Fury and then left the thing, he did the interview that came out last week. I think we were talking about it just prior to, not last week, the week before, sorry. I know me and you were talking about that interview that he'd done just before we recorded something else. And that was in the interview, he stated that they were working on a Power Rangers reboot that was aimed at more with more adult themes and stuff. So who knows what's going to happen from there? So, which, to be fair,
there's a reboot rumor for 2025. I guess that's kind of when they're planning it. If it all happens, I don't know.
Yeah. And to be fair, I think if they do a reboot, there's two ways they could do it. They could carry on with Mighty Morphin to a degree and pick up from that tease. They could have like a soft reboot if they wanted to, and still have that going on in the background if they wanted to. Because the thing is, with the Mighty Morphin cameos and stuff that they've done over the years, there's a lot of gaps that haven't been filled in. So, it's just assumed, that they can deal with their stuff separately. We just won't see it. So, they could do something like that with them, have them turn up at some other point and some multiversal stuff, because everyone does multiversal movies nowadays. So, no reason they can't bring them back.
I know. It also kind of raises the question, how much is too much? Like, how many times are they going to try to reignite that fire? It's not going to work, especially with that god-awful movie they did back in, 15? 14,
2017,
15,
yeah.
something.
Only 6 years
Okay.
ago. Only 6 years ago. It just,
Hmm.
yeah. Only 6 years ago, they tried to do a reboot aimed at adults. So the very
That's
thing that they're talking
horrible.
about doing.
That was bad casting, bad acting, bad script. Hey,
Yeah.
everything about that was bad. Look at the
Yeah.
Megazord. Come on.
But we did get Elizabeth Banks. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
I think that's the only good thing about that movie.
And the first we had JDF and Amy Jo Johnson in a brief cameo, meaning that they're the only two cast members to appear in all three theatrical releases, because they were in the Mighty Morphin, Turbo,
Yeah,
and now this. So at least it's that's one good thing.
I keep forgetting AJ was in Turbo, because I think I've only ever watched Turbo twice.
Yeah. I was never a fan of the Turbo suits or era, really. I wasn't keen on that season. Even as when was that, 97, 98 sort of time? I think I would have been about 12 when that came out. And I think I just, at that age, I was just like, yeah, not bothered. Do you know what I mean? I think it was one of those sorts of things. Yeah, no.
Who cares about cars? You want cars, that's what Transformers are for.
Exactly. Also, the thing of Justin turning from a child to a full-on ranger and stuff. As a 12-year-old, I was just like, no.
Stupid.
Yeah. But then there's all the other things on there when they have that little alien that can heal stuff. You're like, take him to Rocky. The poor bastard's got a broken back. Take that little healing alien. I remember screaming that at the screen as a child. Or last month.
So many plot holes and it's just bad. I know they were trying to do something to like kind of reignite the flame again, but having a kid as a ranger, come on.
Yeah, and I know they did that in Japan with the Super Sentai series, because it was in Die Ranger. The White Ranger was a kid that transformed, but but not everything that works over there works over for us. So yeah,
very true. But then again, you got Rocky, who got hurt, broke his back, right?
Yeah.
But all the other shit that he's been through before that, and he got taken out by a bad back bump.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, it was weird. But then in the Turbo series, I think the first episode, they do like a whole recap. They recap the entire movie, and they have them going and seeing Rocky, who's just getting out of hospital. It's like, yeah, I'm fine now. Like, didn't you have a broken back? Your back was broke. If you're fine now, morph. You still got Zeo powers, dude. Come on. just come on.
Yeah, see, that raises the other question. What the hell happened to the Zeo powers?
Yeah, which apparently they filmed something to show them losing the Zeo powers and then cut it out of the movie. So
that makes sense.
One for Mark Richardson on his fourth appearance, if we get him back on. So he did work on that. He was Lord Zed in that movie, to be fair. So
yeah,
we know he worked on it. We could ask him.
See, we've had a Zed suit actor, we've had Babu's suit actor. We're on a roll here.
Yeah. We've had a couple of Rangers. It's been awesome, to be fair. So yeah, and we had
that's because of people like you tuning in. So it's all because of you guys. Thank you.
Indeed. And on that note, we might as well wrap it up. So thank you very much for watching another episode. And please like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Please feel free to share your love in the comments section. I know a few people have already. I would read some of them out, but I was not that prepared. So yeah, thank you all very much.
And hopefully next episode, Rory doesn't screw up the intro.
We can hope.